October.
Now it's free. So with Wells Fargo, what was some of the bigger problems that they were facing?
Yeah, so with Wells Fargo, we had a long-term strategy with that customer. So over the years, we had success in multiple lines of business where they had different tools within different groups of their enterprise, and they ended up making an all-in decision on a single tool, and they established an enterprise PMO because what they needed to do was have visibility across the enterprise. And I think a lot of people are aware of some of the problems Wells Fargo has experienced in the press. And really what was a result of that was compliance and regulatory reporting. So within the banking industry, there's something called the OCC, and they really had to have a way to, report upwards to the OCC all the compliance work that they really didn't have a choice in. So a third of all their work, investments, people, was predetermined. So that was basically what they had to do was, make those decisions. And then on top of that, do all the other things that any other good business has to do: innovate, keep the lights on, and anything else that is important based off the needs of their business. So that's really what drove the decision for CAPPM or Clarity.
And what did Clarity PPM do to help them?
It really gave them transparency in what they call investment optimization. That's a program that they have at the bank. It's a way for them to make funding decisions along with their resources. So it was a way for them to really submit investment decisions and business cases that allows them to, again, have that transparency that allows them to, make those big project decisions that spanned across all their lines of business. And again, that visibility, reporting, and alignment to the people and all the things that go along with it.
And some of the outcomes that they have enjoyed since they deployed Clarity PPM, or is life easier for them now? Do they manage to innovate more?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the crawl, walk, run. I mean, for them, it's such a big ship. I mean, they've got 20,000 project and business consultants on the solution. They deployed in 3 different waves, and they recently went live in their 3rd wave. So they've started their deployment in the areas where they could get started quickly, in groups that didn't have a tool, didn't have any maturity. And they recently went to the last group that had the most complex and the most maturity, and basically they needed the extra time to kind of get those groups on board. So that was their internal corporate IT that had a legacy homegrown tool. But basically they rolled out an MVP release, and now they're in the process of enhancing that, and they're going to continue to enhance and deploy other aspects of the application. Working with them now to do financial management, timekeeping, and they've got an agile PMO that's part of their ePMO to help them execute and do everything that goes along with investment and funding aspects of the work as well. So it's really an ongoing transformation. But I'd say overall, the biggest benefit is just having visibility of the work and understanding that these are the things that we funded, and they can report back specifically to the compliance. That's the biggest thing. That was the gaping wound that they had to, put the Band-Aid on. It's more than a Band-Aid,
Yeah.
Stitch up the wound.
Dealing with a large corporations like this, a lot of complexity, sensitive issues, a lot of players. What's some of the lessons you learned from this? What did you take away from it?
Well, I mean, it was a journey. I mean, I've been working on this account for many years. I mean, really 7, 8 years, it took a long time to get to where we got, with this 20,000 all in enterprise transaction. I mean, we were successful in land and expand, where we got one large business, their home mortgage group. That was another example where the mortgage industry felt the pain first within their business, and they did it right. They were very, very successful, and because of that, they demonstrated maturity in the PMO practices. And because they were able to do that successfully, they were able to demonstrate that we can scale this across the enterprise. So what happened was the other lines of business, it was the Wild West. I mean, they all had their own tools, they had their own PMOs, they had their own methodologies, they were competing against each other. And that's, again, what got them in trouble, was that everybody was doing their own thing, and the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing. And I think just having that continuity in the 2 or 3 groups that deployed Clarity successfully, we were able to say, look, this is the enterprise standard. These are the groups that are doing it best compared to the other teams that have either had other packaged solutions or homegrown solutions. They're the ones that are the best. And when they actually competed in a quote unquote RFP, they didn't really go out to all the other packaged applications out there. That it was an easy decision. It was either stick with the homegrown enterprise tool that they were using in IT, or stick with us, which was what they did in their largest line of business. So thankfully, they went with us because they had the most success. So I think really, the fact that they demonstrated success, and we delivered a high level of success through our services organization. Well attended CA worlds in the past. Just I think all the above. Our community, high touch, product management, work with them. It was really just the fact that we were out there, well known, and low risk in making that investment.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us, Brian. Appreciate it, and good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.